Welcome to the Nomad Studio live stream. I'm Nadia, and I live stream my work in progress, and in this case, it's just prepping my file for the next tutorial that I'm making. I think it's like for a lot of my tutorials, I'm like doing things very intuitively, and I don't really understand sometimes like what I'm doing. So whenever I'm making my tutorials, I'm like, oh shit, like, is this really the way it should be? Or is this like the most optimal way? Is this really what I'm doing? Things like that. Maybe you understand what I'm trying to say. If, yeah, kind of like writing down the steps that you're doing to make something. So the tutorial will be about some paint related things, and I'm just going to test things out. But yeah, I hope that you guys have had a good weekend. I feel like my weekend somehow was busy as usual, and yeah, if you're a long time viewer of mine, you probably know that. even if you are not a long time viewer, you know that I'm quite like a anxious, depressed person, and like I think sometimes it's really weird. Like sometimes it feels like my mood is really good, and then I forget like why are there days when I can't do anything, like I can't do shit. And then I think yesterday particularly, like my probably from a combination of things, but energy was down, and it just felt really hard to get up. But it's like just the day before I was so full of energy and being very productive. I managed to do a shot, my first filming and video editing, which I can't show because it's my family outing video. I was quite proud of it. Yeah, it kind of sucks that I can't share it with you guys because I really like it. It's so cute, and I think the edit is great. But yeah, yes, anxiety and all that stuff is just a very long roads, lots of obstacles and hurdles. That it's just, well, it's getting better day by day, but it's still difficult. Anyway, I'm glad that my boyfriend just gave me some time to be like just alone, and I felt like I got back some of my energy and being able to live stream like this. Because initially I was like, oh man, am I going live stream? Even though I promised that I'll live stream pretty often. Anyway, as usual, I kind of want to keep my live stream short, but I'll kind of explain like what this is about. So this is actually, it might be a bit difficult to see, but I think because I've used Nomad Sculpt for quite some time now. And actually, I feel like I'm glad I live streamed this because as I'm talking through my thought processes, I'm feeling like, because I'm kind of stuck on how my script should be formatted for this one, and I think, yeah, as I just like keep talking about it, I'll get an idea of how to structure it. But so this one is what's that? Sure, why am I in this brush mode? Something I don't understand is like, why do I have clay activated all the time? Detour. Huh, okay. So this one's a chart for the roughness from roughness 0 to roughness 1, and metalness 0 to metalness 1 over here. Oh my god. Maybe I should just say metal. Metalness is just like the worst for metal. Oh my god, tutorial fail. So this one's like metal 0 to metal 1. And this is the first time that I did this setup, because I kind of just test the materials on sculpts like this. It's quite bright right now. But yeah, when I saw this setup, I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. But I guess I need to figure out a way to I kind of like seeing how it looks like on camera too. I guess it is fine. Yeah. So the ones in the middle is like 0.5 of both. And yeah. So I was testing this out to see whether or not my concept of like when there's some metalness, oh my god, metalness involved in the paint, that the color does get darker, especially with the blacks. So I move this back. If I move this back to a bright light source, you can see like the black here with no metal values versus the one with metal values. It's a lot more matte black. And it's something that I've been using since I sculpted this girl. Because before this I didn't really use paint as much actually. And I was thinking, like, you can see, oh my god. Every time I press this button, it's like some down feather thing going on. Actually, it's pretty cool. Maybe I should save this. But maybe I should screenshot this. What was I doing? So one of the things that I'm wondering about is that when I do metalness, it does make the colors a bit darker. So I guess let me just open this again. So one of the things that I wonder about is if I could have done it without the metalness and just bring this down. Something like this. Oh wait, shit. God, made a mistake. No. You know, I fix it later. So if I do metalness here. If I do metalness. Oh my god. Maybe because I haven't woken up, so I made a mistake. Okay, back to square one. Okay. I lost my metal settings before this. Made a mistake. But everything's fine now. So probably the first thing I'll do is do this and then go down. Yeah, so I can confirm now that I like the metalness setting because it creates a sheen. I think like when I started working on this skull before the hair turned out like this, like it was still quite lumpy, like her scalp was. Like her scalp was kind of like this still, without all these colors and all that. And I think I would say, if I remember right, the feeling that I had when I was working on this was that the default material didn't really feel that inspiring to me. It's like, yeah, like it didn't feel that Nomad being an iPad app with not that many what's that, options for the painting settings, it's kind of like a limitation, I would think. But at the same time, I'm like man, like this is not really what I want for the final look or to work on. And then I think around the time I started adjusting the three, actually, like there's only two sliders they can work with, which is the roughness and metalness. And like the roughness the roughness being like this, it's also pretty weird to do this because it's so shiny. Although like the colors were closer to the kind of thing that I want, probably because I can see all the different itch reflections, like the so-called like sheen that I'm getting. But then like it looks wet if I do this, which is not really what I want for hair. It's quite cute. And after that I was playing around with this slider here, and I was like, yeah, it looks really nice afterwards. Honestly, I'm not really sure why it looks that nice too. But I was like this is the thing that I'm looking for. At least with all the limitation of what I have in the app. It's pretty good. Because I don't really like to work with textures. I don't really like to work with making custom materials and all that stuff. and like just using being able to use the default only, I think it felt pretty cool. So I think I can confirm. Okay, let me see what it looks like. It looks pretty cute. You can see even if you even when you want to make a highly specular object, let me see. That if we add just a little bit of this, you can see some more, like, I guess I would say contrast. So like the mid-tone areas are darker. The highlights are more distinct. Okay, that's cool. Actually, does it line up with this? Yeah, I think it's close to this. So I probably should say that it's closer to this. Yeah, and I didn't think about that yesterday when I set this up, but it's exactly this one. I guess probably this. Actually, what's this? What's this one? Yeah, this one's not on this one. What's... You want to see something cool? Where is it? Where are you? I forgot which one. Let me get the mermaid out of the way. And then post-process. Look at how cool this looks. Oh, so handsome. Yeah, so I guess probably the mermaid. I was wondering whether I should bring in more examples, but I think the mermaid and him should be good enough. Give it a post-process. The specular highlight looks pretty cool. Maybe I should have duplicated this before I... Maybe I should remove these. I wish that there's a way to unparent the selected, the things that I select. I wonder whether that's a thing they can do. Oh, can I just lock it? Wait. If I hide this too. Can I lock this? Oops, starting to get laggy. Hide this. It's just always cool to see like how when it looks what it looks like in macropad, because they're all the same color, so they just look the same. So the difference between the macropad and the lip P-Barma is like so different. It feels cute to see the difference. Okay, let me, oops. Just lock this. Hide this. Lock this. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. So hopefully now when I just do this, oh no, yeah, the lock is not working. I'll just bring it out. I think one final thing to check is what the non-metallic black looks like on this. And one of the things that I'm not sure about is like why the, let me bring this, why why the black in areas like this feels so bright and reflective. But maybe it's just a plane change or something. Okay, so now I'm going to put in yes, a lot darker there. Like I'm looking at this area specifically. Yeah, so my hunch is right. I think that's probably what I need for the tutorial. I gotta need to fix the eye corners. I think the other thing is that I find with the mappleness setting, the darker colors are really saturated, like a lot more saturated. So I'm just testing that idea now before I go, because I'm not really sure, like, I'm painting this dark brown color here, and there is more saturation than this one, but I wonder if I just try to eyeball and get that same color, if it's possible to match this too. Like, I think it's difficult. I think, like, I don't know. This was something else that I was like, oh man, am I giving the wrong information of... Yeah, I think that is a difference between this one and this one. Like, I'm trying to eyeball and... oh my god. I'm trying to eyeball and match this one to this one. But, and like, in my mind, I feel like in my experience of painting so far, I feel like I can't get the same color that I can achieve with this slider, because it feels like more intense, especially when it comes to the shadowed areas. I think when it comes to mid-tones, I can still, like, let's say if I do this material, if I do a brighter material like this, then I think I can probably still get it with coloring it. But I don't know, I guess I feel like by right this should be possible. Let me try again. I'm just not doing it right. Like, I can't eyeball this color. Maybe I got it. Did I get it? I guess it's close, but then it's not the same still. Like, it's very slight. I think it's just because when we look at this chart, like a pure black, I need to brighten this so that you can see like a pure black from here, it just doesn't hit the same as this one. And I think that's probably what's going on with this. The like, I guess I wasn't really sure before, like yesterday when I was writing the script, but I think, yeah, I think it's probably because like no maternals, oh my god, I hate this word, but without the metalness values and just roughness 0, it feels like there's this, what's this thing called, like cast light, what the hell, oh my god, what's that word, bounce light, I guess. Yeah, I guess like with this is more bounce light, with this is less bounce light, just so I can get such an intense black like this compared to this one. And I think that's all I need for the tutorial. And you can see if I try to adjust the roughness to the middle part, like it gets worse. I think for a long time, I mean not really a long time, but for a long time, I was struggling a lot with getting dark colors because I didn't know how the materials react to the lighting setup. And I'm not really sure whether this is just and I'm not sure whether this is just limited to this app or whether or not it happens in other softwares. But like when I'm painting in macap, it'll be so black and it'll be like the colors I want. And then when I get back to the PBR mode, then when I was painting her, I was like you can see the difference between the macap mode. Oh my god, it's so hard too. Like between the macap mode and with the lighting, especially with a strong lighting, it really becomes a lot faded if I don't have this. Yeah, like you can see the difference between the macap and the macap with the PBR mode. And I guess that's about it. I'll just end this off with a cool screenshot. I forgot which one it was. Where are you? This one's quite cool too. Oh, it's too bright. Which one was it? Was it that one? Maybe it's that one. I'm gonna need to move her back a bit. Look at how the colors matches. Colors are pretty. I didn't think that would be so, that it would look so nice until I brought them together for this tutorial file. initially I was like doing it like this, and I was like, oh my god. And I was like, do I display it like this in the tutorial, for the tutorial? And I'm thinking like, shit, might not be too bad to have this too, because like is that a good comparison? But yeah, so initially was like testing things out on Spear like this, and then I was like, this is not cute enough for me, and so this thing happened. Actually, before the birds came in, like, look how cute the birds are. Before the birds came in, I was like, oh damn, like it's already 2 a.m. in the morning and I haven't posted my daily post. I think that's what I like forcing myself to do the daily post when I don't want to, is that if I was thinking like, oh man, what did I post yesterday, or what did I post on Twitter and on Threads, and I was like, wait a minute, I had these like spherical burps in my inventory, and then I just like put them in here, and it's so cute. It's so cute. Oh my god. It's so easy for me to like self-entertain myself with all these stupid shit. Yeah, let's end this stream. Hello Shock! Hi! It's nice to catch you right before I end, because we're ending the stream soon. I hope that you had a good weekend. Wait. What are all the spears for? It's my tutorial setup. I'm making a tutorial about how I use this metalness slider for artistic purposes, because like normally I think normally people will be just using this for normal stuff like this, wait. for something like this where like, oh, if the object is metal, then it's like definitely metalness up by 1, things like that. But I think since a few months, no, it's fine. It's good that it's always good to catch anyone at any time in the stream. Don't say sorry. But let me see. But yeah, like recently in the past few months, I've been using this metalness slider for like more artistic things. So for something like this one has metalness inside the material. And like, I've always wanted my tutorials to be about the things that I do and the things that, like, I would think that I'm always doing new things. And so I want my tutorials to be about sharing the things that I've learned from doing my own things. And one of them would be, which I have been wanting to do for a while now, is this thing on how I use these for like creating specific looks that is not necessary like just for metal objects. So yeah, I mean, for one thing, this is just to make it look cute, but then yeah, it's a lot of details. Well, it took a while to do this, but yeah, it turned out really nice. I mean, part of the detail is also from the paint job, which is not really a lot, but it still helps to bring out like some of the crevices like this. You can see the plane change. There's like the green here, and then it turns into purple. Whereas like if it's not painted, it kind of looks a bit flatter. So yeah, I think especially this part, you can see the shadow areas really like helps to create more form changes in there. But yeah, I was also using this to kind of like test my proof of concept, whether or not I was actually accurate in thinking that certain colors look darker, or they can see how this one is a lot darker than this one. So yeah, this was a good way to test things out. Oh, and this one is like you don't think your tablet can handle that much. Yeah, my old tablet also couldn't handle this much, like it would just burn. But this is the iPad M4 with 16 gigs of RAM. And ever since I got this iPad, I'm just like dumping all the files in. I'm just putting everything together. And then when it starts getting laggy, then I'll like if I display two of her, it'll start getting laggy. So I'll just hide this as I work on this. But yeah, so like this is the roughness of 0 to roughness 1. I can just eyedrop this. So if I eyedrop this, you can see 0, 0, 0.5, like that. Then this one's like 0.0. And they're just all the same colors. But it's also cool to see like how like white color looks. Like this is pure white and pastel-ish color versus the darker colors. Like the differences, especially between these, are quite a lot bigger. Yeah, maybe I want to screenshot this and like put it aside as a reference as I make my own things. Because like for the Guardian, I'm working on this Night Rain sculpt, and like I think for this cloth, like it'll be useful to look at this and be like, yeah, be like, oh, the metalness doesn't really affect this white value, so maybe I'll just stick to non-metallic and rough object to paint his stuff, his white clothes. But yeah, I'll get Nomad. That's cool. Nomad for PC. I feel like I should look at what Nomad for PC. Do you just download an app for it, or let me see. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll try Nomad for PC later on and go and download the zip. Thanks for letting me know. How do you go about posing sculpt into? I think posing wise, where is this? I can just bring this up too. In posing wise, I use individual objects for the limbs. So, and normally I would like once the objects are relatively, let me see. So I'll like parent them together, and then I can do things like this. But I have to make sure that I fix the gizmo first so that it doesn't rotate at, like, you see, it's starting to detach from the neck. So probably I need to move it to here and then it can rotate a lot better. But yeah, this is normally how I pose. Is it okay for me to give you? Oh no, it's fine. I found the Nomad link on. Yeah, I've already found it. So, but thank you for offering. So yeah, this is normally how I post things, and sometimes it can be quite a back and forth process. I think how I did. Yeah, it's very easy to learn Nomad because, like, you can see this torso, and the things that when I'm just doing this kind of base sculpt, when things are not really done yet, is that when you're parenting things and you're scaling them, all that, it affects the position of the other things. So honestly, like, normally when I'm still working on something, I rarely parent them together because I'm like, oh, I still need to adjust these things. Like, I still need to adjust the rotation, like where the position is. But like, let's say as I keep going and I'm like, oh, I want to post this up, then sometimes it's just easier to drag them like that so that I can move them into a better position like this. And then when I want to work on the individual parts again, I'll just detach them because like this. Because like I said, like, all these things are not final yet. Like, maybe I want to rotate this neck a little bit like this and move it up like that. Whereas if I put the head like this and I move this, then it's moving the head too. So yeah, I think Nomad parenting is it's quite straightforward, I think. I find parenting a lot more difficult with when it comes to doing animation, 3D animation and rigging and all this stuff. Then that one is like more complicated. But with this one, it's just like parenting the objects when I feel like it's less effort and saves time, and then I'll detach it when it's like less effort and saves time. And like sometimes there are this kind of hierarchy. Wait, let me see. Where you can stack them like that. You can stack them like that. But I don't really think too much about what I want to do with that. I just I don't really think too much about the parenting thing. Yeah, it's not as confusing. Like, I don't think too much about parenting thing. The only thing I think about is like, oh, if I move this, like, I'm moving this. Oh, let me move. Like, let's say I move this and I'm like, oh, the claws are not moving together. And like, you can do, like, manually move them like this. Like, I can do this, but you can see like how much time I'm wasting doing that. And when I'm like, oh my god, I'm wasting so much time, then I'll just parent it under the leg and then I'll move them together like that. And then it's done. Yeah, stacking them in what way? What does it do? Stacking them? It will just parent like this. These are the claws. Like this. So as I say, if I move this without the claws, then the claws will stay put. And it's like, it's just a lot of work to move them like that. which you can do this. It's like completely fine to do that. But then instead of doing that, I'll just put them underneath the lake, parented to the lake, and so when I move the lake, the claws move together with it. Sorry if you're losing the order of everything. No, it's fine. I'm like, I guess like because I've a history of doing 3D work and I've sculpted in Nomad for quite a while. In some sense, like I have a lot of what's that? Like I'm really kind of used to having a lot of like what's it called? Like backup plans. So yeah, all of this I'm just doing it like really chill, and like I know that I wouldn't lose them, so yeah, and I can just undo them. So don't worry about it. I mean, when you had them stack, so like the staircase would be more like this. So let me move. Oh my god, this is too laggy. So let me move his arm. There's a lot of things, but so I'm going to select his arm and I'm going to move it, and it's like, oh, it's fine because everything is wait, where's this? Because everything is parented to it. But I can just break this up. Let me just let me just unstaircase this. So normally how I parent things would just be like based on intuition of, like, I don't think too much about this. I think more on how I move my objects around. So if I do this, I'm like, oh, the forearm is not following and these things are not following. So I will select all of this. I'll select these things. And then I'll move it under. Oh my god, I keep forgetting. I keep selecting the wrong one. And then I'll move this down. I'll move all of these underneath the arm. And then now when I move this arm, everything moves together. Oh, let me darken this. Now everything moves together. Then now when I want to move the forearm, you can see like I got the same problem. And so this is around time when I'm like, okay, I'm getting the same problem with this now. And I want to move these together with the forearm, but I don't want everything else to be moving with the forearm. Like I just want these to be moved with it. So I'll move this underneath the forearm. I move the hand underneath the forearm. So now all these objects here, this one and the hand is grouped underneath the forearm. And now when I move the forearm, they all move together like that. So with this staircase hierarchy, you can shift things like how like normal limbs would move. So I can do this. I can rotate this like that. I can move this here. Oops. And then I can just like adjust this. So that's how this staircase will naturally form. I don't really think that much about this, especially when there's like so many materials. It's like I would just spend too much time when I'm like, oh, this one is attached to this and so I need to parent this. Like no, like don't need to think about it. Like you just just move things around, and then it's like, oh, this one is, so like I can show you when I go up like this. When I move his arm up like this, you can see like this shoulder plate starts clipping into his torso. You make it look so easy. Yeah, just lots of practice. Yeah, I hope that you'll get the intuition for it too. So like you can see this torso thing is clipping into the body, and so sometimes based on the geometry of the object, like this one, like let me try and let me see if I can. Okay, let me group this first. So I'll group this. I'll group this up. Is this everything? Yep, this is everything. So I'm going to put this underneath. I'm going to parent this to the arm now. And when I move the arm now like this, hey, why is this? Oh, so if I move this now, it should be fine. Hey, why is it doing this? Why is it doing? Oh, oops. Give me a sec. I just realized that I made a mistake with this. I was wondering why it was rotating weird, and it's because the what's that thing called? Okay, the actual arm is on the wrong side. So let me get this. Okay, let me put it at the right side. So now it should, yeah. So like sometimes, wait, sorry if you're losing. Are these for 3D printing? No, it's just for fun. I like to make I'm not really sure what I want to do with them yet, but I really enjoy making these kind of things. Like just making the art of it. I don't really like to think about the like converting this into 3D prints and other things. So I guess just doing whatever that I find enjoyment in. So, and actually like with 3D printing right now, there's a lot of obstacles for me, which I can't really get into, but like I'm having a lot of fun just doing this, so I'll just do whatever I can. No, actually it's fine. So like you can see with this, if I rotate the arm, sometimes certain objects, because they are not rigged properly or they are not done yet, or like maybe it's supposed to only rotate a little bit as the arm moves up, which is like a rigging thing that you have to set up in rigging and it doesn't work with just object parenting, then sometimes I'll consider like, is it worth it to move this shoulder plate together with everything else? And if I find that it's not working out, then I'll just remove it from this staircase system, and then I'll just like move them separately like that. So yeah, that's like those are the two things that I consider when I'm parenting my objects. I think with this one too, I think with the legs, yeah, like right now this one is still like really work in progress. I haven't even I don't even, maybe I should just delete this, oh my god. But it doesn't make sense for me to parent the skirt things together with the legs, because if I do that, then you see like everything starts clipping each other like this. So yeah, sometimes I just like, okay, this is not working out, then I'll just remove the parenting and then I'll just do this, because like this thing is less noticeable like that than it clipping from like the back and the front. So yeah, I hope that's helpful to you. It's really just like I used to think a little bit too much when it comes to object parenting, and then I realized that I kind of waste a lot of time, because I'd be like, oh, maybe this one looks like it's here and then you should parent to this. But the way that I do object parenting right now is just whatever that makes sense for the current sculpt that I'm doing. And that, like, let's say if I need to adjust the torso size compared to everything. So you can see like now the torso is scaling everything up. And like you can do an object only scaling, but sometimes it's like I don't want to keep changing this object thing. So when I'm really working on sculpting his torso properly, I would probably unparent the torso with everything else at that point. So yeah, it's all really just based on intuition. And like, of course, the more you do things, the easier it is to do all this stuff. And another important thing is that when you get used to all these things, like it becomes a lot less scary to make mistakes, because you kind of know how to, like how to like backtrack and fix the mistake. Yeah, these. I think when it comes to posing, I'm not looking at it as reference yet, but I feel like the what's it, JoJo, like the manga artist for JoJo, I know that he references the fashion magazines for poses, and I feel like that's such a good idea to learn from. And like, because I follow K-pop groups, and sometimes like their photo shoot looks really good, like not just because of like their pretty faces, but like the way that the style direction is, how it's directed, and how they're framed in the camera. I like references like that. So I think partly I'm quite influenced by those kind of posing. And yeah, I'm also not really that good with posing at the moment. But I think just looking at things that you like and seeing how they're posed Yeah, I don't really like posing done by figure drawing, because I feel like with figure drawing there's too much of this like self-conscious, like, oh, I'm going to put my hand like this because it looks nice to draw as an anatomy thing. Like it feels quite different. I prefer like, let me show you. If you know the group of oh my god, I keep forgetting names when I'm on live stream. Aoiktye from the K-pop one, the K-pop girl groups. Like sometimes they would release photo shoots for their album concepts, and like these are really good reference to use, because it's not just like posing for the sake of posing, but like they want to look good in camera. And yeah, it's just like really good reference to look at these things. But yeah, like when it comes to the stiffness of yeah, maybe if you try and like put your characters in these poses for magazine shoots, like maybe you can like do a and B comparison of like, oh, why is it that the magazine shoot looks less stiff than the sculpt, and then maybe you can make the adjustments on the sculpt, and maybe it might look really good after that. I'm not really sure. But I'm not like the best example when it comes to posing. I feel like sometimes my stuff also look pretty stiff. But I'm still learning a lot. And yeah, I'm glad that I can share a little bit of hopefully not too bad advice to you. Yeah, thank you for hanging out with me. I'll check out Nomad Sculpt for PC, and I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, let's leave it at this. Oh, it's so cute. Look at this. Okay. Yeah. Bye. And no problem. I'm always happy to help. See you in the next one. Yep. Take care.